Good afternoon, good day, good evening, wherever you are joining us from in the world. I'm Charlene. It's good to be with you. How are you? Tell me how you're doing in the chat, whether you're joining us here on Insight Timer or over on YouTube. Hello to all of our friends. It's good to be with you. How is it? The final Friday of October. What a year. Hello, yes, look at all of the hearts. Good morning. Are you excited? It's a Friday. I think the bulls are as well. It's really interesting as I was listening to them before we jumped on. I was just immersed in hearing what they were saying without even playing. Yes, they're good. It's Friday. Look at that. Look at all those hearts. So this will be an interesting day. I'm so happy to be here with you. It's our final installment of our Songs of the Angels series. It's the last one. Oh my goodness. Today we're connecting with Archangel Uriel. And oh my goodness, look at all the hellos here going in the chat. Good morning, Nancy. It's good to see you. Greetings to you as well. Eartha, good morning. Glad you're here. Hello, Maria. Namaste. Good morning, Lori. Lori joins us from Wisconsin. Yes. Ruth Ann, good morning. Hello. Sandy with an I. Yeah. From the beautiful desert in Tucson, Arizona. I love it. So good that you're here, Sandy. You're so happy to be here. Such a blessing to hear your lovely gift. You're so kind. Thank you. Well, what I love about these bowls is that it's never just me. It's never just them. It is always us as the collective. So you get to be a part of that beautiful music making that's happening as well. We'll talk about that in a little bit. If it's your first time here, you'd be like, what? How am I making music? You are. So, good morning, Geraldine. Hello from Western Australia. Our down under friends. I hope you had a great day, Geraldine. Wrapping it up. So grateful to be here today. My pneumonia, and I need this. Well, you know what? We're going to claim some restoration right there with you for you right now. It's amazing how things manifest at certain times. Sometimes when we think we need them the least, and yet they bring us the most information. So we'll just claim that with you. And complete healing too. It's good to see you, my friend. I'm glad you're here, Geraldine. Trust you're going to be feeling better really soon. Sherry, hello, beautifuls, to you as well. Kristen, hi, good morning. Yes, from Pine, Colorado. Happy to be able to join live. I'm so glad you're here, Kristen. Yay. Look at all these happy hearts. It's a good day. It's a really mellow, like the bowls are, feels like very still water, which is interesting. Mostly because of Uriel's energy, which we'll talk about in a second. But Gloria, Charlene. Hello, Angel, to you as well. How is everyone on the call today? Yes, I think we're all doing great. If you're doing well, throw up some hearts. Let Gloria know that you're doing really well, even if you do have pneumonia. You're here, we claim it. Look at this. I'm expelling with you. Perfect. Yes, Gloria's sending us all love today from beautiful sunny Nairobi. Gloria, we're so glad you're here. You're looking forward to an amazing trip today. Yes. We are on our way, that's for sure. Sherry, I'm so glad you're here from Central Illinois. Nice to see you. Hello, Sherry. Hi, Serkan. How are you, my friend? Haven't seen you in a while. I just might not have seen you in a while. Serkan joins us from Istanbul. We have an international crew. Love it. So it brings a really interesting kind of vibe to the music. Good morning, Mary, from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Look at that. I'm so glad you're here. And of course, our friends over on YouTube as well. Is that Daniel and Alan? Nice to see you both. I'm so glad you're here. Hello. Well, if this is your first time here, welcome. Like I said, I'm Charlene, and you are surrounded by some really beautiful and amazing souls, as I've already started to share. Sherry, you said you were very well and blessed. Some low back issues, but you're still moving. That's a great way to see it. good attitude. It's the attitude of a victor. The world needs more of those right now. Good morning, Bright. I'm glad you're here. So no matter where you're joining us from, one of the best things about these bowls is the fact that we all get to contribute to the music that's being made. And how that happens is that in front of you are 19 chromatically tuned quartz crystal singing bowls. They're made out of 99.999% quartz crystals. And as you know, quartz is highly conductive of electricity. It's actually called a piezo crystal. So the piezoelectric effect begins to kick in anytime I strike the bowl or I apply pressure to the bowl. What happens is that the silicon and the oxygen that makes up quartz begins to excite because they're opposite polarity. So I'm exciting the bowl itself. I'm exciting on the molecular structure. And because of that, we're actually beginning to generate voltage. Now, the cool thing is that as we know, energy is a constant, and we are generators of our own energy and electricity, which is what we're generating with these bowls. So as these bowls are excited, the cells in your body are excited as well. But also you have a vibration that we're already tapping into. It's one of the reasons I love to sit and connect with everyone before we begin. You see, in your biofield, that field of energy surrounding your physical bodies, you're emitting energy and frequency. We call it a vibe, right? Kind of slang vernacular. You walk into a room, you're like, yeah, I like the vibe of this place. Conversely, you can walk into a room and be like, peace out. There's something that's not congruent with your system at that time. And that's really what we see with the bowls. So every time that you show up as the new person that you are right here, right now, the bowls sing your song a little more sweetly, a little more uniquely. But they also begin to help us fill in the blanks, the holes, the little crevices that we're missing. Energy flow, connectivity, alignment. Which is why every time you're here, whether you're joining us live in present time or have your mind blown, you ready for this? Even at a different physical time than this live stream, you are participating in the creation of the bowls. And you're like, how am I there and not there at the same time and creating music? It's quantum entanglement. It's this idea that we are connected beyond time and space. Time. That's a whole other subject. Time is not nearly as linear as we would like to think it is. Every present moment is happening simultaneously, on every dimension, on every plane. But don't worry about that. Today, we're going to listen to angels. It's a good thing to do. Good morning, Jill. I'm so glad you're here. Sandy, where's our kitty cat? Well, there actually is a new baby running around downstairs. A hurricane blew in a blustery little baby, 4 weeks old at the time. And she has joined our family, but she stays downstairs. And our other babies are actually at our home. So she is, but they all send their love. So there is a cat presence. Maybe you were picking that up, Sandy. Cat vibes. I'll tell you said hello. Good morning, City. Rich rising to you as well. City joins us from Philadelphia. Good morning, Rick. I love your hearts, Lori. Well, you know, so as a final installment of this Songs of the Angels series, let's get to know Archangel Uriel, or Uriel, a little bit better. So Uriel, and I'll probably refer to him significantly as Uriel. And also if I use a pronoun, remember, angels don't really have genders. They are beyond the duality in which we exist of masculine, feminine, male, female. Oftentimes we will associate an energy based on the types of behavior patterns or frequencies that the angel or the archangel typically communicates with us in, but that certainly doesn't mean that they have a gender. All of that to say, Uriel, he's a cool dude, or chick, depending on how you look at it. Uriel's name actually means God is my light. It also means the fire of God. So Uriel is all about illumination. Because of that, he's often called the angel of wisdom. There's different names for one truth. He's often referred to as Uzziel, Uriel, Ariel, which is not Ariel, but Ariel, Suriel, Urion, and Urion. Pick a name. Now in art, we'll often know Uriel depicted carrying either a book or a scroll. Both of those represent wisdom, this idea of illumination. Another symbol which frequently is connected with Uriel is an open hand holding a flame, or the sun. And the flame or the sun represents God's truth. It's that divine truth. That golden sun might sound familiar. We use that a lot in some of our energy practices. It's a beautiful way to bring in and connect with energy deeply. The angel energy colors most often associated with Uriel are red, but also sometimes yellow or gold. He's already kicking in this space. This is amazing. So let's go back and look at Uriel historically. So Uriel is one of the leading angels in non-canonical lore, and he's even ranked as everything from a seraph, a cherubim, the regent of the sun, the flame of God, the angel of the presence. He presides over Tartarus or Hades. He's the archangel of salvation, etc. Big dude, lots of cool titles. But what's interesting is that Uriel isn't actually mentioned in the canonical religious texts from any of the major world religions, but he's mentioned significantly in their major religious apocryphal text. So what's the difference? Well, a canonical text means it's canon. It's part of, for instance, the Bible. It's the current accepted scripture that we know today, that's practiced today. However, there were many books that were deleted from from all of the major religions. In Christianity, that connects us back to the 4th century, the Nicene Council, this idea of that, some of these books might not be how the church wants to move. So a lot of that wisdom was displaced, shifted. And that is where Uriel shows up. Interesting, the wisdom was shifted. Uriel is out. So some of the stories connect actually back to the book of, for instance, Enoch, which is part of both the Jewish and the Christian Apocrypha. And it describes Uriel as one of the 7 archangels who presides over the world. He's actually the angel who warns the prophet Noah of the upcoming flood. And he also reveals that the fallen angels who rebelled against God will be judged. And he shows Enoch a vision of where they are bound until the infinite number of the days of their crime shall be completed. Tartarus, Hades, maybe? In Jewish and Christian apocryphal texts, God sends Uriel to answer a series of questions, actually, that the prophet Ezra asks God. So Ezra's asking for wisdom. Uriel shows up on the scene, and he tells Ezra that God has permitted him to describe signs about good and evil at work in the world, but that it would still be difficult for Ezra to understand from his limited human perspective. It's interesting. It's one of the things I've always resonated with Uriel. He seems to show up and illuminate the next path right in front of us. Not all of the steps in front of us. He doesn't show us the whole marathon in which we're running, but he shows us the next step, and maybe the next step after that. He gives us just enough wisdom that we're able to assimilate at any one time. If we have too much, that's where it can become tricky. Our path, our footing can get a little tripped up. We need more information to build for the next and the next and the next And I think that's true wisdom. And that's always been my experience, at least when I've connected with Uriel. But back to history. So there's a lot of these times whenever Uriel shows up and is basically like, all right, listen, dude, whomever he's talking with in these apocryphal scriptures, listen. You need some wisdom, you need the deets, I'll get you, I'll tell you. I'm only going to give you so much, though, because you're human, and it's a lot bigger than what you're thinking it is. This is a repeated theme that happens. He's actually also the one who is thought to rescue John the Baptist from being murdered by King Herod when John the Baptist was little. It was the same time that around Jesus' birth. When all of the boys were killed, Herod thought that would get rid of this coming Messiah. He's the one, Uriel, who carries both John and his mother Elizabeth to join Jesus and his parents, Mary and Joseph, in Egypt. Now, the Apocalypse of Peter describes Uriel as the angel of repentance, which is interesting. In Jewish tradition, Uriel is the one who checks the doors of the homes throughout Egypt for the lamb's blood, which was representative of the faithfulness to God during that time, during Passover. And that's when the deadly plague strikes the firstborn children as judgment of their sins, but spares the children of the faithful families. That was right before Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. Now, some Christians, especially the Anglican and the Eastern Orthodox churches, they actually perceive Uriel as a saint. He serves as a patron saint of the arts and sciences for his ability to inspire and awaken the intellect. Now, in some Catholic traditions, the archangels also have patronage over the 7 sacraments of the church. And in this case, Uriel is actually the patron of confirmation, guiding the faithful as they reflect on the nature of the Holy Sacrament. Now, some Catholic teachings include Uriel as, quote, the spirit who stood at the gate of the lost Eden with a fiery sword. Now, despite all the cool things that he shows up and he does, and his sainthood, Uriel was actually reprobated at a church council in Rome in 745 AD, kind of like Raguel that we discussed last week, and many others, I think also including Michael and Gabriel. You know, let's reprimand him and then make him a saint. Mankind, people. So Uriel is the angel of September. And just remember that anytime you're looking for aspects of illumination, of greater understanding, something to light your path, you can always call upon Archangel Uriel. So let's go ahead and just find a comfortable position, either seated or you can be laying down. If you're seated, I encourage you to find an upright position to allow for the energy to flow more readily and easily up your spine. If you're prone or lying down, think about the base of your spine, the bottom of your sacrum, attaching deeply into the earth. And in fact, if you have a grounding practice, I invite you to begin that now. If you don't have a grounding practice, I invite you to think, imagine, or feel a beautiful golden cord of light that originates at your sacrum, and it descends all the way down through the floor into the base. Wow. Or just listen to this. Spend some time grounding. Think, imagine, or feel a beautiful golden cord of light originating at the base of your spine and descending all the way down through the floor, into the ground, into the very core, the center part of the earth. Find a place that feels good to you and just soak in these tones. We'll take a few minutes to allow yourself to really release all this heaviness that you're carrying right now, all the heaviness in the world. This is a point to be able to displace that so we can refill it with that which best serves you. So begin grounding. Let's do that again. Through a closed mouth, through your nose, take a deep breath in, holding that breath in. Fill your lungs. Take in as much air as you can right now, holding that breath in. And as you do, you'll feel your heart begin to relax. Relaxing the heart. Take one more quick sip in through your nose. And then gently exhale through your mouth slowly. Relaxing your heart, relaxing your body. Relaxing the body. Holding that breath in. Then a short, rapid inhalation again through the nose. And exhale gently through the mouth. Slowly. Feeling the body relax. The mind clear. Take a deep breath in, hold that breath in. Relaxing your heart. Take one last quick sniff in, filling your lungs to full capacity, and then exhale through your mouth. Slowly relaxing the heart, relaxing the body. Bringing your attention now to the area of your first chakra, in the base of your spine, the Muladhara chakra. Think, imagine, or feel a brilliant red, a red of illumination, whatever that color, that frequency is for you today. Think, imagine, or feel that red beginning to fill that entire space, your pelvic bowl. Experiencing this red in a new and different way, whatever that may be for you today. Perhaps it becomes a taste. Perhaps it becomes a sound. Perhaps you feel a vibration in your physical body. Just allow this new experience to be whatever it is for you. But listen closely. Experience that frequency of a red, illuminating, expanding, aligning. Take a deep breath in, hold that breath in, relaxing your heart. And as you exhale, allow your attention now to shift upward towards your second energy center, the Svadhisthana chakra, the seat of creativity behind your navel or your belly button area. Experiencing a brilliant orange, like the orange of a fire, the sun. Find your orange today. Feel its presence, its warmth, its heat, its illumination. What taste comes up for you? What images do you see in your mind's eye? What do you smell as you experience this orange? Connect to this frequency in your way today. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, allowing the heart to relax. And as you exhale, bringing your attention now to your third energy center, the place of your diaphragm, this Manipura chakra. It's our seat of power, an aspect of how we manifest physically in this world, the strength that we possess, like the fire of the sun. So think, imagine, or feel these illumination rays of yellow. How do you experience that yellow today? Allow this yellow to sing throughout your entire body, especially in the area of your diaphragm. Listen to your song, connected to the yellow frequency. Take a deep breath in, hold that breath in, relaxing the heart and the body. And as you exhale, allow your attention to shift upward towards your heart, this fourth energy center, the Anahata chakra, the unstruck sound. Think, imagine, or feel a brilliant emerald green, that is for you. How do you experience green today? Maybe it's a sweet sound, a sweet song, a sweet vibration in your body. Maybe there's an earthiness to it that grounds you into this frequency. Like you're walking through a beautiful, enchanted forest. Connect and relate to this frequency in a way that you find joy. Breathing in this green color, feeling it expand throughout your heart. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, allowing the heart to relax. And as you exhale, bringing your attention now to the area of your throat, that fifth energy center, the Vishuddha chakra. Experiencing a brilliant sky blue, like the color of the most crystal clear sky you've ever seen. How does that feel to you today? Allowing that blue to wash all over your neck and throat area. Any place else in your body that would benefit from this frequency. Taking a deep inhale in, holding that breath in, allowing the heart to relax, the body to relax. And as you exhale, shift your attention now to the third eye, that sixth energy center, the Ajna chakra. This quiet, tiny place that connects us so deeply. Experience the color of a midnight sky, a dark indigo, blue, dark purple, like a blanket, a canopy of stars. Witness your experience with this frequency. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, allowing the heart to relax, and your attention now to gently glide upward towards that seventh energy center, the top of your head, the Sahasrara chakra, that place where we connect to all. And begin to invite in a beautiful, delicate, yet powerfully potent violet, a soft, gentle purple, almost like a whisper. Experiencing that color expand throughout your entire head, moving, dancing, shifting, flipping, floating, anywhere else in your physical body that would benefit from this vibration. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, relaxing the heart. And as you exhale, allow your consciousness, your perception to shift all the way up out of your body now to the 8th energy center just above the head. You may feel a rush of energy moving from the base, the first chakra, into the second chakra, up the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and up out of the top as it drapes back down around the outside of your energy body, circling back up through that first chakra, repeating the same pattern. Feel that connection between your first chakra and your 8th energy center, sitting just above your head. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, allowing the heart to relax. And think, imagine, or feel yourself scooping up and out of this energy space, almost like a torus, wrapping right back down around, up, coming up that first energy center, and landing back in this home space for you. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, beginning to bring vitality and movement back into your physical body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, and your nose. Begin to just bring movement back into your space. Feeling that energy continuing to flow up, in and out, up, in and out, up, in and out. Lock your perception in on that perfect, beautifully aligned flow. Holding that breath in, relaxing the heart, relaxing the body. And let it all go. Feeling? You must be feeling pretty good. Look at those hearts. Wow, well done, everyone. How was that for you? That was I'd love to hear how that was for you. Let me drop it in the chat. Let me kind of reflect back really just briefly what I saw, which was pretty amazing, how there was such the vibration. A lot of times, as you know, if you've joined us in this the angel series before, it feels every angel that we connect to is so unique and different. Sometimes there's a very distinct, I hear exactly what needs to be played. Sometimes I feel, sometimes I've actually felt like there were fingers pointing at different times. Every session is so unique and different. Today, Uriel really felt as though my body was just moving in certain ways in certain places. There was no mind. It was just completely in this flow. And when we go back and really connect to what Uriel connects us to, which is the idea of flow, of wisdom, of true connectivity, of that divine purpose of just moving in the divine waters. It's exactly how it felt today as it just kind of moved around. It was also very interesting. There were a couple of times that Charlene, as human, would try to go into my brain of, oh, where are we going next? And it very quickly, I realized there was nothing happening. No mind. And it was so poignant to me of, right, no mind, just flow. And that's how it presented in the bowls. I also thought it was really interesting that we really stuck around. We were in F minor a lot today. And as all of our friends here in the community know, F really connects us into this place of the heart. This F here connects us into the place of the heart. This higher C really helps us connect into the frequencies of the 8th chakra. The 8th chakra is just basically the series of repeated patterns of that which is within our physical body. They happen again outside. It's a fractal understanding of our own energy system of sorts. And so normally, very pretty, very happy. This is normally how F really strongly connects us to the heart. But we can also shift into a minor key and still connect into the place of the heart. It's just a different color. It's a different experience. This centering tone, this third note, the middle note of this triad, meaning there's 3 notes being played, really connects us into the back of the head. So instead of shifting into that third eye center, we're actually sitting a little bit lower into this point of a different place of understanding, let's just say. So yeah, all of that was really interesting. But let me hear how this was for you. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Jeremy, so much for taking me back. Hi, good morning, Esther. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, happy eclipse for tomorrow. Yes, lots of stuff going on in the sky. So beautifully noted, Esther. I'm so glad you're here. And all in perfect timing, too, right? Always, always. Nancy, you're loving the education. Awesome. When we were talking about Uriel, I'm glad that was helpful for you. On that, you said, yeah, wow. Yeah, the bowls were really interesting today. I have to say they were kind of some of the smoothest, but very focused and very profound. So one of the things I didn't mention about Uriel, Archangel Uriel, is that he has a very present demeanor. Sometimes he's thought of as one of the most mysterious archangels because he shows up with a place of... like I said, he gives us just enough information that we can chew, we can ruminate upon, and never too much that we would ever choke. So because of that sort of mysterious ways, when we in our human form I want all the answers. I want to know exactly how this is supposed to go because then I can have understanding. I don't have to have faith in the process. I can just know what's going to happen. And Uriel's like, no. It's about the journey. It's about the faith. But he also really encourages us to step into that faith. And he's like, nope, you're only going to get what you need. Deal with it. So there was a lot of that going on too. Sirkun, you said you were getting sleepy. Yeah, the bowls were pretty trippy today. It was pretty cool, Uriel. Jen, wow, I loved the overhead view. Yeah, so beautiful with the sounds. Yeah, Jeremy does such a beautiful job setting that up. If it's your first time, Jeremy's my husband. He, brilliant filmmaker, and he, because he loves me, does this and helps me do this, which is so wonderful. So I feel very blessed by that. High five, Jeremy. Nancy, Sirkun, thank you for the recommendation. Awesome. I love communications. Yeah. Rick, look at your sparkles. So that must have been feeling okay for you. Nancy, look at all those emojis, all the hearts and the doves. Yeah. It was really powerful. It was an interesting time today. Sandy, you said you feel divine, peaceful, and the chakra balancing. Absolutely. That's exactly. Well said. I should have just said what Sandy said. Divine, peaceful chakra balancing. Charlotte, so you said that was fantastic. Oh, good. I'm glad that was good for you. Esther, you said I felt wonderfully giddy. Yes. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. That's really interesting, the idea of sometimes having just enough light. It's always darkest before the dawn, but when that first glimpse of the sun comes up, suddenly... whoosh, the whole world changes. And I don't know about you, maybe it's just Esther and I, but there is this sense of awe, anticipation, excitement, giddiness. I love that. Thanks for sharing that. Charlotte, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate your generosity. That's very, very kind. Thank you, Charlotte. Ankita, what a beautiful name. Yes, it was beautiful. Good. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. It's a pleasure. I'm so glad you were here. Geraldine, absolutely phenomenal. Yay. I hope you're feeling so much better. You're a human angel. You're so sweet. My husband might not agree with that. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I love your vibe too, Geraldine, and I trust you're going to continue to feel whole, complete, and realigned in your perfect time, whatever that is for you. And in the meantime, we send you love. Everybody, throw some love, throw some hearts out there for Geraldine. Geraldine, all these hearts here are coming for you. These are happy, healing thoughts of wholeness, of wellness, of really finding your rehabilitation in your perfect time, whatever that is. So we are sending you our love. Yes, yes, yes. City, beautiful and deep. Yeah. Good. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Bright says, thank you, Charlene. It was beautiful. Good. I'm so glad you enjoyed that. Hi, Cherry Berry. I'm glad you're here. No, you're never late. Never late. Always in perfect time. It was amazing. Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. Cherry Berry, my head was totally empty and clear. Yes. So was mine. Amazing. That's so cool. I love that, Cherry Berry. And look at that yellow power you got going with those emojis. Ellenberry. Oh, wait. So we have Cherry Berry and Ellenberry. Look at all these berries. There's berries everywhere. I love it. It was your first time here, Ellen. It was beautiful. Yes, Serkan, I'm so glad you recommended. Oh, Serkan, thank you so much. We love connecting and broadening and welcoming the community. You know, as at the beginning, one of the things I had talked about is that the bowls really reflect back the energy, your biofield, your vibe that you bring every time. So it's always a new experience. Every time will be totally different, but always exactly somehow what we need in any moment, which is amazing. So thank you, universe. Thank you, bowls. Thank you. And thank you, Serkan, for all the wonderful recommendations. That's very kind. Arlene, it was your first time here and you're so happy you found me. Yay, amazing energy. Good. You feel a shift for sure. That's amazing. Shift is important. Shift is vital. Alignment. Kristen, thank you so much for your very generous donation. Thank you, Kristen. How thoughtful and kind you are. Appreciate you being here. Geraldine, yeah, see, everybody loves you, girl. Look at that. Lori, you said it was intense. Wow, intense, yeah. You also noticed no thinking and all feeling body emotions. Yes, really interesting. It's amazing how it all moves us differently, right? Moves us out of... sometimes for us, it moves us out of a thinking place. Sometimes it moves us into a place of joy, of that giddiness. I love that. And everything else in between. So, Laura, you said that you had both sadness and hopefulness. That's really interesting. Okay, so that key we were talking about, that F minor, that actually connects us to the point of winter. So in classical music, we will compose to specific keys because they evoke specific emotions based on their frequency. Nice little sub trick, just so y'all know. So F minor is a very wintry type of vibe, a very wintry type of key, and it connects us to this place that we know things have come to a point of stillness, which might bring up an element of sadness. But then, as you beautifully said, Lori, we know that spring is on the way. So there is that hope as well. It's this kind of this point of shift into something new, something different. It's really beautifully said, Lori. Thank you. City, yes, you deeply felt the no mind was real for you today. Me too. I love it. Even to the point I was like, at one time I literally I felt my body look at the clock and I was like, oh, I'm looking at the clock. I try to be mindful of the time, which was an interesting experience. Love that. Jen, interesting about the 8th chakra. Yeah, it was very helpful. Cool, while processing some very deep-seated grief. Perfect as you're moving from this point of winter into your spring. You know, coming into, speaking of, this is such a beautiful, you guys, okay, let me just share with you. I'm so excited. We are starting a really amazing series. It's that I'd love to invite you to. If you would like to come and experience a free online course that will connect you to all of this information that you're sitting here talking about. We're talking about winter. We're talking about the seasonality. We're talking about archangels. We're actually experiencing the tones of totally different archangels. We'll be going through and really diving into the deep science. There's actually a free online event. If you are an Insight Timer, if you go to my teacher's page, click in the in our where our website is. It will take you directly to where you can sign up for this free event online. I highly recommend you check it out if you're really enjoying not only the Angel series, but this idea of the seasonality of how we move through emotions at different times. What are the frequencies of the season? What is the tonality of the season? This is a perfect correlation into that. If you're interested, please join us. I'd love to see you there. It's totally free. It's only offered through that particular link. So go to our teachers page here on Insight Timer, click on that link. Very easy. If you're on YouTube, which I see, Jeremy, we have comments over here too from some of our friends in Nepal. I'm so glad you're here. Yay. So that's what that is. If you, so click on the teacher's page and then come back. And if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I don't know if I've put the link up in the live yet, but by the time this is live, the link will be there. I promise you that. And you can actually just go and come back to register for this event. But anyway, I can't wait to see you next week too. We're actually going to be back. I'm going to come at you twice next week. I think there's some interesting things happening next week. Not only are we in the middle of eclipse season, as Esther had mentioned, we're coming to a point of time, of season, where the veil is very thin. And in this thinning of the veil, there is a great opportunity for us to reconnect to deeper parts of ourself, especially through our lineage, in ways that can be very sacred. So on Halloween, All Hallows Eve, next Tuesday, October 31st at 9 a.m., we're going to be talking about thinning the veil. And then we'll be coming back 2 days later on November 2nd, which is a Thursday, also at 9 a.m. And we're going to be talking about how to expand our energy, energizing our life. There's a lot of really powerful energy happening at that point. How do we get up, pick me up and go? And we're going to be bringing in those frequencies and the vibrations. So please join us next week, where we won't be doing many more lives throughout the rest of the year. There's a lot of other things going on. And so I would love to see you next week. I hope you can join us next Tuesday on Halloween, October 31st at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And then again on Thursday, November 2nd, also at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So Stephanie has in her comments, she said, do you have a suggestion about how to hold the breath and relax the heart? You're not great at holding my breath, and holding and relaxing seem to fight with each other. Absolutely. The best advice I can give, practice. And I can say that from firsthand experience. So one of the things for sometimes people who really relish having a handle on things, control, we a lot of times will push against the natural flow and the natural rhythm. And so being able to breathe in and hold that breath in, and then purposefully saying, okay, as I'm holding the breath in, I am actually going to allow my heart to relax. It feels as though we're moving in contrary motion. We're actually moving in two different directions. And at first it may feel impossible, but the reality is that our energy systems are actually always moving in two different directions. Let's see if I can do this. Yep. So this toroidal field that we talked about just briefly today during our chakra balancing session, we were talking about moving the energy up and out and in and up and out and in. So our energy is constantly doing that, especially when we're in alignment and flow. However, our energy is also doing this, in and out and up, in and out and up. So we have this simultaneous dance that's going on all the time. And the heart is the central point of where all of our energy systems come together into a point of balance. Our heart is also a place where frequently fear from the physical body will come up because it's where we want to release. So I have experienced where I used to carry an extreme fear of water, of drowning. And so the idea of holding my breath and relaxing, totally counterintuitive. And so it was something I had to process through. Now, your story may be similar, Stephanie. You may be unique, but perhaps my words can help you start to begin to trace down that path. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So take heart. Literally, take heart. And just allow your heart to relax, knowing you can take a breath at any time. And if you need to do that, do that. Follow your body Listen to your body, but don't allow your body to own you. You control it. It works for you and it works with you. So that's such a beautiful question. Thank you for asking that, Stephanie. Kristen, yeah, you said also you as well, but then when I breathe through my nose, I'm able to relax it better. Yeah. So breathing through the nose is a more natural state. Breathing through the mouth comes from a point of fear. Mouth comes from a point of fear. It's a beautiful point, Kristen. Thank you. So whenever we do breathe in through the nose, your physiology actually will begin to relax even more than I mean, think about it. That was actually that was inadvertent, but a perfect illustration. A point of shock, awe, taken aback, fear. Separate from very different when we exhale through an open mouth. Very different, right? So witness some of these emotions as your body is naturally conveying to you. High five, Kristen. I really appreciate you bringing up that point. Yeah, and thanks for sharing too. Jen, relax the heart is new to me. It's powerful. Oh, good. Yeah, it really is. This idea of being able to relax that central axis of source of all of the movement of our energy systems is really powerful. So we've talked about this briefly in other sessions, and I'll just mention it just quickly here. But so we had talked about how the heart chakra, the anahata chakra, actually means the unstruck sound. If you have ever looked up the yantra, which is the visual representation of a sound, mantra is a sound, basically. Yantra is the image, the picture, the visual. All the cool things that the monks draw in the sand, and then it takes hours and days, and they're the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and then they go just sweep them away and do it again. The impermanency of life. So the representation of the heart chakra itself, if you've never noticed, are two triangles, an upward facing and a downward facing triangle, intersecting at the center. This is a Merkabah. There's a lot of deep wisdom and esoteric understanding of the Merkabah. It's whenever these two triangles come together, it creates a spin all on its own, without ever being touched, without ever having an outside force act on it. This Merkabah is a powerful point of creation. So this unstruck vibration or sound, we can perceive any vibration as a sound depending on how we are perceiving it and with what instrument, our ears, etc. The way that the Merkabah moves is that it elicits an energetic response to move energy up, out, down, around. There's a lot of other stuff connected to this too, from ancient civilizations, apocryphal understandings, Enoch ascending into the heavens on a starry ship of a Merkabah. There's lots of interesting things if you really want to go down that rabbit hole. I encourage you to. It's kind of fun. So that is the idea too of whenever we can relax the heart, we're not constricting. There's freedom of the flow. Suddenly this energy begins to flow, and it comes from that point of a total relaxed, aligned heart. You don't have to do anything. That's the most powerful thing. I love it. So, Stephanie, thank you. Oh, yes. Wonderful. I'm so glad that was helpful. Cherry Bear, you said you can feel it too. Special time is coming. Yes, it is, as always. I love that. And all of our friends here over on YouTube as well. Oh, you said that, Brigitte, you said that the singing bowls have helped you so much. I'm so glad. Brigitte joined us from Nova Scotia as well. Dreams come true. I love that. From Nepal, nice to see you. The bowls make you feel very peaceful. Oh, I'm so glad. City John, hi. Yes, you love this. Yes. We're so excited about that course too. It's our first official course there on the network. I've been invited to join as faculty. So a cool little slide that Jeremy showed you. And if you go back, whether you're linking, which give us a second after the live stream to make sure that link is in this particular YouTube description, but also on Insight Timer on the teacher's page. Just go to the teacher's page, join us. I think you will really, really like it. Really like it. It's going down next week. So, but I will see you again next week. I'll see you next Tuesday, October 31st, and Thursday, November 2nd, 9 a.m. Eastern times, both times. I can't wait to be with you. Have a wonderfully spooky, vibey weekend. And if there's ever a point where you start to get lost in the spook, come back to the heart, relax it, and just know everything is connected. Until we meet again, may you know you are so loved. May you be covered in light, and may your path be always illuminated by Archangel Uriel. I'll see you soon, friends. I love you. Sat Nam.